Hi, I've made this video today in response to a survey that I sent out last week to my contacts regarding what chief concerns were affecting people within their lifestyle right now. And so this first video is a stress buster 5-minute or less tool. I wanted to help you relax because I got an overwhelming response as to stress, lack of energy, and time management being some of the major issues that people are dealing with right now. Now, because of my experience with anxiety attacks, chronic insomnia, heart palpitations, I know a little bit about dealing with stress, particularly financial issues and relationship issues really get to the core of me. So over the last 6 years, I've been working on tools that I can use, I can pull out of a hat at any moment to help me let go of that stress, to help me let go of those emotions. One of the major things that I've noticed is that an emotion that takes you over, so to speak, that is holding you, anger, grief, frustration, whatever it may be, we can contribute to it staying with us by dropping our posture, breathing very shallow, not using the full capacity of our lungs, and it's almost as if we hang on to it. So one of the first things that we can do is check our posture, sit up straight, open our lungs, make sure that we're breathing deeply. That's a big one. If we can control our breath and breathe deeply, we can inhale fully, new, good feelings, emotions, oxygen to our brain, wake ourselves up, snap ourselves out of it, and we can also deeply exhale any of the emotion that we've been holding on to. So if you get into a comfortable position, like I'm sitting in one of my favorite chairs in my house, and just take a moment, you can rest your palms on your knees. Just get relaxed, make sure your back is straight. I'm leaning against a pillow, so I'm keeping my posture up, my lungs are open, and breathe nice and deep. Now you can add to that relaxation by making a sound. You can do a big sigh. We've seen it all in the movies. We've seen it on TV. We've caught ourselves doing it. Let's do it now. I already start to feel a little more relaxed. You can also, I want to say this too, that this is tying into meditation. And there are some illusions about what meditation is. And it can be thought of as, wow, how can I meditate and think of nothing? That's really impossible. My mind is racing, especially if I'm upset, I'm stressed out. That doesn't seem very realistic. So I really wanted to explain that meditation is just really focusing your concentration. So it's controlling your concentration. So I can control my concentration by focusing on my breath. So my thoughts might be racing, but I'm making an effort to sit up straight, to breathe deeply, and let it go with a sigh. There's also chanting that you may have heard of that can tie in with breathing techniques, for example, like the sigh. If you use words, for example, one of my teachers, Max Simon, who taught me meditation, uses the word so hum. So hum means absolutely nothing, which is kind of why it works, because the idea is it takes us off of what we're thinking about, off of the slideshow of all of the things that bothered me, the words that I shared with someone I love, perhaps that were uncomfortable. So if I breathe deeply, so hum, I can tie it into the breath. So hum. So I'm focused on saying something that doesn't really mean anything specifically to me, so it doesn't really tie into an emotion. It doesn't really cause a flashback. It's just something to keep me occupied. Like perhaps you've heard of counting sheep, for example. I remember that from my dad when I was a kid. That's a classic one. So this idea is try some things out, whatever works for you. When you breathe in, you can slow down your breath by counting also. Slowing down your breath can also relax you too. So you can breathe in to the count of 4. That was 4. And breathe out to the count of 8. That was 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, breathing in. Breathing out to the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we get into the rhythm of that, and we focus on that. So we can get out of our head and out of our thoughts. Another thing that can help when you're going to take this 5 minutes to do your deep breathing and sigh, to do your deep breathing and say, so hum, to do your deep breathing and count, any one or all of the above, you can have something to drink, like I had a cup of tea. You can also have a snack, perhaps not something that's full of sugar like a candy bar that can kind of rush you out a little bit, but something perhaps a little more hearty, like I had chicken soup, for example. If you have something to eat and you have something to drink, that can also ground you. It can get you sort of back into your body. It can give your body and your mind something to focus on again. Eating something slowly, chewing slowly, swallowing, focusing on the eating. Because again, what we're playing with here is focusing our attention to where we want it to go. So we're changing the channel on our TV, on our Mind Gone Wild, on a channel I don't really want to watch, where I'm replaying all of these memories of situations that bother me. I can change the channel to where I want to be, which is right here, right now, in this chair, relaxing, enjoying myself, breathing deeply, gathering myself. It's that concept of getting centered. When my thoughts are racing, I'm scattered. I'm in thousands of places at once. I'm not really here in this chair at all. I'm all over the place. So I want to bring myself back together. For example, yoga, translated, the Sanskrit word, actually means union. It's a union of the body and the mind. And when we're in that place where we're all together, all united, that's the sweet spot. That's when we're living right here in the moment. That's when our nervous system will actually relax and stop putting us in the flight or flight zone. That's setting off our glands to overproduce stress chemicals that are just feeding that whole emotion and that whole state of stress. So my challenge to you is to play with this tool. If you breathe deeply for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you will feel differently. It will change your emotions. So let's do it one more time together. So let's breathe in nice and deep. And sigh it out and let it go. So another visualization you can play with too while you're breathing deeply and you're sighing. You could imagine that everything that you don't need is draining through your body, out your feet, into the ground, into the center of the earth. Anything you don't need. And just let it fall right out. All right? So enjoy this tool. It's one of my favorite ones. I take minutes a day, all the time, to do this tool. As soon as I feel that revving happening, that revving up, that mind gone wild, take a moment wherever you can. Sit, breathe, sigh, relax. Imagine everything flowing out of you like water, everything you don't need. It's just draining right out. Thank you.